Hey, friends. Hey, hey. Hey, Steph. Hey, Margaret. Hey, Morgana. Hi, guys. We'll see how long it takes everybody to pop in. Hopefully, everybody can come on in. Come on in. So did you guys have a good Christmas? Did y'all have a good Christmas? We had a great Christmas. It's been busy. We've had so much fun. Kiddo is loving all of her stuff. And yeah, all the stuff. Hey, Steph. So Santa brought little kiddo, a fish tank with a sweet little half moon tail betta fish. And kiddo has decided to name said fish Chocolate. Okay. And then she got a camera, just a little toy digital camera, which she thinks is the best thing since sliced bread. She's taking pictures of everything. Everything. And then she did get the video game of her choice. Not just the video game, but the whole shebang, right? But Santa brought that for the entire family, not yes. She has let go. She has, yeah, she loves it. She's currently in there right now playing Bluey with her dad. I have not let go of the Switch. I'm like, kiddo, it's time for you to go to bed so I can play. I'm loving Mario Kart, okay? Love Mario Kart. And I got Jumanji for Dale. And I actually like that. And I think that I want to try Zelda. Like, it's too expensive right now, though. But anyway. Yeah, I love it. She loves it. She's really good at it so far. I mean, like, she picked it up like it was nothing. We've never had a system before. Never had, I mean, we have, but not since she's been here, you know? Not since she's been born have we had, like, a game system. I think the last game system we had was a 64. She's going to be racing and swerving banana peels while watching trials. You're right. Mm-hmm. What is my dog doing back there? She's trying to find somewhere to lay down. But anyway, yeah. I love Mario Kart. Love it, love it, love it. It is scary, Steph. I'm like, how do you even know how to do that? Like, stop it. She loves it. Big kiddo, he's never really been into like video games, like with the joystick. He can play games on a tablet. He loves that, you know. So, but he got all kinds of fun stuff for Christmas too. Santa brought him a new futon for his bedroom. Just a bunch of stuff that he loves. Hey, Patricia. Good to see you. I've missed you guys. Missed you. It's Patricia, Steph. We can't figure it out and we can read. I know, right? But yeah, Tin Cup Chalice is Patricia. YouTube still hasn't got their act together and put everybody's names back where they're supposed to be. Weird. So weird. Sherry Jones. Hey, girl. Guess what I'm drinking? Some caramel cappuccino. Mm-hmm. Did you have a good Christmas, Sherry? Patricia, how was your Christmas? How was everybody's Christmas? Mine was good. I ended up getting some, Dale got me some things for the car. I got new floor mats for the car. Yes, for Christmas. But hey, they're practical gifts, and I like practical gifts. So he got me floor mats for the car. My new car, in case you didn't know, I got a new car. Yes, I did. I love it so much. He got me floor mats and like a detailing kit, which, whatever. I mean, as much detailing as I'm going to do is give me some spray cleaner and some microfiber, and that's as much cleaning as I'm going to do. I mean, he got me a kit that's got like tire cleaner and stuff in. I'm like, are you insanity? Are you insanity right now? No. My butt will be going through an automatic car wash. If my tires need cleaned, if whatever the car wash can't do, then it's going to have to be sorry about its luck, because I am not about to get down and dirty and clean nothing like that. Oh, no, nothing happened, Patricia. Nothing. Actually, husband had a little bit of a coinky dink in his truck, and we just used the insurance money to put down on a car, because we had to have another car because we have to have 2 running cars, right? So, but he ended up keeping the truck, and he's just going to fix what was wrong with it. And then we just took, the check the insurance gave us to put down on this car. And yeah, so I told Dale, I said, I'll be slinging a lot of beads for my resale business to pay for my car every month. It'll be lucky to get hosed down, right? You got your husband car mats, Sherry? Butter my cheeks, smack a pickle, and call me a biscuit. There you go. It did work out perfectly. Perfectly. It worked out perfectly. Just like, I don't know. Sometimes I think the Lord knows how to get things done, right? So, anyway, but he got me the car mats. He got me the detailing stuff. He got me this big, massive roll. I need to know what you guys think. Okay, he got me this big, massive roll. Like, it's this big around. It's huge. A roll of, like, tearaway microfiber towels. They're blue. He got them at Walmart, right? I don't know what the name brand of them are, but they're washable. And I'm like, I don't think I can just use those for the car. Like, it'll take me forever to go through those for the car, so just let me use them in the house, right? Great for car washing. Well, I mean, it says you can machine wash them and throw them in the dryer on, like, low or whatever. I'm like, can I use those for, like, kitchen rags? Because, I mean, that's a lot of them. There's a bunch in that roll. So he got me that. And then also I went and picked up groceries one day, and the dude at Walmart put everything in the back of the SUV. And then I told Dale whenever we were driving, I was like, this stuff's going to go rolling all over the place, right? And it did. They just roll it. Stuff was rolling all over the place. And I said, I need one of those, like, organizers for the back of the car to put stuff in so that things don't go rolling. He got me one. It's so sweet. It's a really nice one, too. It's, like, square shaped, like a square, like, basket, but it opens up like accordion style, and it goes, like, all the way across the entire back of the SUV, and it's got sections, and you can hook it to the sides of the back of the SUV so that it don't, like, move. So I put that in. I love that. He got me one of those little things that you plug into this, like a dustbuster for the car. Got me all kinds of stuff for the car, right? So I'm super excited about that. No fabric softener, right? I knew that. I knew that you're not supposed to use fabric softener with, like, microfiber. Jeff gets those and I wash them. Okay. Yeah, I think I've read no fabric softener for the microfiber things. Take care of the new baby, right? I know. Dale's like, he keeps telling everybody that I won't let him drive it. I don't care if he drives it. I just want him to be careful. He drives it if we're all going somewhere that I don't want to drive, you know. Yeah, apparently, Patricia, the fabric softener puts like a film on the microfiber and it makes it not be so not absorbent. Is absorbent the right word? It makes it so that it won't pick up dust particles. You know what I mean? So, anyway. What else? What else? I got some Starbucks gift cards. Oh, I got some super cute little house shoes. Look, hold on. Look how cute. Little cute reindeer house shoes. They're so cute. I love my little house shoes. He got me some. I always tell him, because every year. Have you guys ever seen the movie? Shoot, hold on. It's a Christmas movie, but I think it's called The Ref. Do you know what I'm talking about? Tell me if you guys have seen the Christmas movie The Ref. I think that's what it's. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me look. Yeah, it's called The Ref. It's a movie from, it says 1994. So, in the movie The Ref, one of the characters, she makes a joke and says that she always gets the same thing every year from the mother-in-law for Christmas, and it's slipper socks medium. And so every year Dale's like, what do you want for Christmas? And I always say slipper socks medium, because that's how she says it. And he ends up always getting me slipper socks every year for Christmas. And so he got me some really cute ones, and I love them. But when I don't know, whenever I say slipper sock, I'll show you my favorite ones. Hold on, and I will show you. Okay, I'm getting ready to be very vulnerable because the inside of these particular slipper socks have that woolly, like, material, you know? And you know how it is. You wear them one time and then they look gross from then on out. But I bought these at either Dollar General or Dollar Tree quite a few years ago. No toe slots. No, I can't deal with that. That suffocates me. It's the literal, like, slippers that's got, like, the non-skid bottoms. But, like, look at the inside. The woolly part's, like, all ick, you know, from, like, lint and stuff that sticks to it. But I bought these at the Dollar Tree or Dollar General umpteen years ago, and I freaking love these kinds of the slipper socks. The, like, I love them. They're my favorite things ever. And this is my favorite pair that I currently have, and you can tell I've worn them out because the bottom of this one has holes in it. uh, yeah, that one has holes. This one does not. But I love these, okay? Favorite. $1.25 tree. Yeah, $1.50 tree now. $1.50 tree. Back when Dollar Tree was still $1. Yes. But those are my favorite. They've got like the front of them have like the little like I don't know, like little nitty balls all over them, you know. I just love these so much. They're my favorite. So, yeah, some things are $1.75 there now. Mm. And then I accidentally slide into that like $5 and up aisle, and I'm like, that's $1.50, and then I'm like, then I realize I'm in the wrong aisle. No, we're not bidding on it. She is so behind. Are you still behind, Steph? My slipper socks are not for sale or for auction, and they're not going anywhere for free. These are mine, and I love these. They are not free. Jeez Louise. I wish I could find about 10 more sets of this particular one. But anyway, that's what I think about when I think of slipper socks. The comments. Yeah, $1.75, $1.50. I know. It does look like an auction, don't it? Hey, Cherie, it's good to see you. Today's giveaway on Crime Cafe. A used pair of house shoes. Y'all are nutso. Y'all are nuts. $2. $2. Hold on, I gotta put some more chapstick on. We went out today because we had crime scene slippers. Oh my god. Right? Oh. So we went out today, me and little kiddo went out today because she had her post-op appointment for her ear tubes. They said her ears are clear as a bell. So, they also said that if she were to get like an ear infection, that they don't treat it with like antibiotics. So that's one good thing because, you know, she's been on so many daggone antibiotics the last couple of years. They said that they treat it with like eardrops, and usually she'll get like the yucky nose and the cough and all that when she gets an ear infection. And so they said that if she gets a yuck and cough, to just kind of let it do its thing, you know, and that hopefully she won't need any antibiotics unless it's actually something chest related, not ear related. So, and she said hopefully she gets plenty of mileage out of those. I did not know that tubes only lasted for 6 months to a year. I didn't know that. Hey Donnie, good to see you. I hope you had a good Christmas with your beautiful Christmas tree. But yeah, 6 months. She said 6 months to a year. She said, so hopefully, you know, we'll get her enough mileage to get her through the winter, early spring months, and then go from there. So, hopefully, you know, her problem with her ears she'll grow out of that in that time frame, and we won't have to do them again. So we'll see. So she has another appointment in June of 2026. So, yep, then they fall out. Yeah. Aiden had them and then never had to get them again. That's my hope. I hope she don't have to get them again. I just worry Like, what happens? Do they just get a little big? The kids get a little bigger and in there gets a little more room to let fluid out on its own? Like, what happens? I don't understand. I'm glad you had a good one, Donnie. I'm glad. We had a good one too. Busy, fun. Every kid I ever knew only had to have them once. You grow up and things get bigger, and that's that. Okay. Okay. Anybody have any special plans for New Year's? Yeah, that's what they said too, Steph. Usually you don't. They're so little you don't even realize, you don't even see where they went to, you know? Don't even know where they've gone. You ate too much. I think we all probably did, Donnie. I made so much candy. Oh my gosh, I made so much candy. We gave a lot of it away to, you know, the bus drivers and some of the teachers and stuff, so. The mail lady. Gonna be home alone. Oh, wait, that's not special. Well, no, it's not. No plans, though? Will Aiden be there or no, Steph? I got stuff to make cabbage and sausage, some black-eyed peas, some cornbread, mashed potato, stuff like that we're going to have. So I'm excited. That's like the only time of the year that we ever make cooked cabbages for New Year's. But a lot of people eat like greens. But we always just make cabbage. Boyfriend's in Germany. Almost typed husband. Aiden was with me for Christmas, so he's with Matt this week. Okay. Gotcha. We're going to eat some more at home. Okay, Donnie. What are they? So, Sherry, I've never actually made the black-eyed peas before. I've never made those. This is the first year I'm going to make those and add those to the New Year's Day food menu. What do they taste like? Not me. Hubby's got to work tomorrow and Thursday, so I'm going to be working on my current whip and laundry. Okay. What do they taste like? And how do you fix yours, Sherry? I don't know how to fix them. I was just going to fix them just like I would like a pot of beans. Kind of earthy and greenish. That doesn't really tell me anything. See, that's what I thought that they would taste like. Steph, would be like pinto or Great Northern beans, but from what I've been told, no, they don't taste anything like pinto or Great Northern beans. They taste like peas only with black eyes. Margaret has it, the taste. Oh my goodness, Donnie. Donnie said it's a little unsettling in our side of town. We're 3 developments over from where Camilla almost went missing. I can't wait to move to Georgia. I haven't heard of that. Ronnie said they taste like beans. But what kind of beans? Sherry said we put bacon in ours. An onion. Who's been beating up the peas, right? Let me see. Isn't there a serial killer in Houston, Donnie? So I pulled up something I was going to watch with you guys and see if you've heard of it or watched any of this yet. But oh my God. Crazy pants. Let me see if you guys have heard this. Hold on, let me go find it. 19-year-old went for a walk on Christmas Eve and she's missing. Oh my God. That's awful. Hold on, let me find the one I'm looking for. Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Hold on a minute. This is nuts, man. Trying to find the one I originally watched. Trying to see if they have it on Law and Crime. Maybe they do, but I don't want to waste any more time looking for it. So I'm just going to open this one up and share it. Hey, Brenda! Hey, Brenda. Lurking in the shower. Happy New Year's Eve to you. Okay, hold on a minute. Have you guys seen this story? Florida man kills wife over NFL football game and then shoots 13-year-old granddaughter or 13-year-old stepdaughter. Have you guys seen this? I do too, Margaret. I like him a lot. Have you guys seen this story about the dude that shoots his wife over a football game? I don't know if it's really what it was over because I see another video that says husband's chilling post. So, just heard the story but not the presser, but Judd is wild. I wrote and told him he can never retire. Oh. So, I watched this the other day. This has been a few days ago, I think now. But here, let's watch this real quick together.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being with us today. As you know, anytime you report on a murder, it's a sad situation. It is hugely sad when it's around Christmas. And what I'm about to describe to you is even 10 times that worse. And it started last night in Highland City. Jason Kinney, who's 47, is married to Crystal Kinney. And Jason's been drinking during the evening. And he's watching his football team, the 49ers, play football. Well, they're having a good night. They're winning. In fact, they won big. Sometime toward the end of the game, at around 11 o'clock, an argument began when Crystal suggested they watch something else on television. And the argument got really heated. Crystal told her 12-year-old son to go to call 911. So the 12-year-old flees to the neighbor's house in order to dial 911. And as he's leaving the house, he hears a gunshot. Deputies arrive in less than 5 minutes of the call for service. And when we enter the house, we see that Crystal Kinney, the wife of Jason, is shot in the head and dead. But it gets worse. We go into the bedroom and we see a 13-year-old child, a little girl. She shot twice. She shot in the shoulder and she shot in the face.
Listen to that. Shot in the shoulder and shot in the face. A 13-year-old girl. But listen, Donnie, there is... you want to talk about God's mercy? Listen to this. He's the perp, Steph. He did this. His stepdaughter. He shot his wife and then his stepdaughter. 13-year-old stepdaughter. But listen.
We later learned the bullet in the face hit her on the bridge of the nose, went straight up and out the top of her head. She is alive in critical condition, but stable at Lakeland Regional Health, and is alert and talking.
Wow.
That's a Christmas miracle. Jason shot her twice and intended to kill her. He didn't, however, shoot his biological child, thank God, who was 1 year old and in a crib. He shot his stepdaughter.
Shot his stepdaughter, the 13-year-old. Went up the... Like I said, by the grace of God, it went through the bridge of her nose and up the top of her, out the top of her head. Apparently missing her brain, I'm assuming, because they said she was in critical but stable condition and she's up and talking. So, but he intended to kill her. And then he goes on to say that the baby that he had with Crystal, his wife, he didn't touch the baby, thank God. But, you know, he chooses to shoot his stepchild, but not the baby. Got mostly the skull and not her brain, which is enough, right? I know. Did he off himself? Because I volunteer to keep him entertained until you put him in the chair. Just keep listening. Keep listening.
He didn't get a chance to shoot his stepson who had run to dial 911.
Yeah.
Jason then jumps into his vehicle and flees the scene just prior to deputies arriving. He is going toward Lake Wells. He calls his sister in upstate New York and he says, I've done something very, very bad. Very bad. I did something terrible. And this is the last time you'll ever talk to me. You'll see me on the news, but I am not going to jail. I'm not going to jail for the rest of my life. So he goes to his father's house, which apparently is currently in probate. His father's deceased, and there's a friend staying there. When he gets to the house, he immediately goes into a shed. Deputies now are tracking Jason. We set up a perimeter and start yelling for Jason to come out of this shed, which is adjacent to the home. And the deputies hear a single gunshot. When we make entrance into the shed, we find that Jason has shot himself in the forehead, and he too is deceased. I want you to think about this a minute. As the investigations unfolded during the night, and we're still in the preliminary stages, and as I always say when we talk soon, whatever we give you today is subject to modification. We found a note that at some time in the past Crystal wrote, and it was open.
I forgot about the note part. Forgot about the note. But now that I remember the note, now I remember what she said in the note. But you're right, Steph. Bad, very bad and terrible are not strong enough words. No. And Brenda, I agree with you. He is a very nice looking man. Not that that matters, obviously, right? But she said a minute ago, what'd she say? Where did it go? It's sad because he's so good looking. He is a good looking man, you know? And he looks very normal, and it's just sad. Very sad.
Where she told Jason,
Listen to this
you're
letter.
drinking, you're using cocaine again. This is not the way the family should be. You need God. Crystal, by the way, goes to church every Sunday. We don't know when she wrote the note. It's not dated. There's no time. There's no indication, but it was open. So did she write it as they argued earlier in the evening, or had it been some period of time? We can't determine that. We also were able to talk to the 12-year-old, our Christmas miracle. She said, I begged him, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, and he shot me anyway. This is things that are never supposed to happen. And certainly we are all very, very happy that our little 13-year-old girl is, from every indication, going to survive and thrive. But the investigation's still underway. But this is a family disturbance that apparently had gone on for some time. We talked to another family member, and that family member said, oh, he's been beating on her for a while. So we've checked our records to see if we received any calls at the residence, and we have not. He has never been arrested for domestic violence. But bottom line is, 3 days before Christmas, he shot and killed his wife. He shot his 13-year-old stepdaughter twice and intended to kill her. Called his sister and confessed that he did something terrible, and then rather than be arrested, shot and killed himself. Quite frankly, I don't want to sound sinister, but the only thing he did right that night was shoot himself after those horrible deeds. If he felt that way, he could have taken himself out and not hurt those two beautiful people.
Amen. Amen. Brenda said, regardless, good looking, not good looking, it's just horror. And I guess that didn't sound quite right hearing it read out loud. No, I know exactly what you meant, and I agree. It's just, when you see a young not that DV or anybody's sick, mental, twisted brain, it's not like it just happens to somebody that's ugly or this or that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you see so much possibility, so many good things that could happen with a young couple, and we all know somebody that resembles him, and it's just hard to fathom. He looks like, in this picture, he looks very nice. You know what I mean? So it's just hard to imagine somebody that looks like that could do something so horrible. Then again, look at Ted Bundy. You know what I mean? Not that this dude is a serial killer, but I mean, daggone, he did shoot and kill 3 people, including himself. So, well, no, he shot and killed 2 people, including himself, and shot a 3rd person who he meant to kill, but she did not die. See why he can't retire, right? Too much violence against girls and women. Crazy how monsters can look normal. Yeah, it is. That's the reason why he did it, right, Cherie? Yep. All shapes and sizes. It's just sad. Super sad.
So, it's sad anytime. It's horrific anytime. He had a chance. He could have gotten mental health help. We'd have done anything we could for him and the family in advance. But he just absolutely destroyed a family, literally, and the mental health of 2 children without their mama and an infant that will grow up without a mother and a father 3 days before Christmas.
Wow,
Any questions?
So close to Christmas.
You said the 12-year-old that's asked not to be shot at. Do you mean the 13-year-old?
I meant the 13-year-old. 12-year-old was the boy. The 13-year-old was the girl.
Yeah,
the 13-year-old girl.
The 12-year-old is the boy that ran next door to the neighbors to call 911.
Begged not to be shot. Please don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me. And he shot her twice anyway. The 12-year-old had fled out of the house, and the 12-year-old, heard the first gunshot as he was leaving.
Was it that neighbor that ended up being able to call 911?
He went to a neighbor's house, and 911 was dialed from the neighbor's house.
Is the gun registered to him?
We don't know who the gun's registered to, and you don't have to register guns in Florida, so we will do a background on the gun, but it's too early to determine ownership. But the reality is, in Florida, we don't register guns. So.
And I know you said there hadn't been prior domestic violence related calls. Did he have any other, history of any sort of violence?
No criminal history.
What happens to these children now?
Well, right now they're with the grandparents. DCF's call. DCF will take custody of them. They are placed right now with grandparents. And long term, the DCF and the grandparents will have to work that out. Because, I understand that the 12-year-old boy and the 13-year-old girl who was shot, that their father is in California someplace, has never had any interaction with the children. That's the early information. And of course, the infants, mom and dad are deceased. So the entire family was destroyed. And I must tell you, our homicide detectives are distraught. When they go in there, there's a beautiful Christmas tree with lots of Christmas presents under the tree, just like the nuclear family should be. And so they said, we see this big, beautiful Christmas tree. We see the presents wrapped underneath the tree. We see the evidence of a wonderful Christmas about to occur in this house. She goes to church. She tells him, you need God. You're slipping into abuse of drugs and alcohol. And it ends up this way. And
Awful.
Quite frankly, it's not surprising. Some women protect their husbands, and she never called on him. But apparently, he's been known for injuring her in the past.
Awful. Now, I want to see what this is about. Hold on, let me share this tab. So this one says husband's chilling post before killing wife over football game. I haven't watched this one yet.
Don't shoot me, don't shoot me, and he shot me anyway. This is things that are never supposed to happen.
A husband shoots his wife dead and guns down his 13-year-old stepdaughter after an argument over a Monday night football game. But the evidence...
You see the picture of them. that's the wife. And then I'm assuming this is the 12-year-old stepson that ran to call 911, and I'm assuming this is the 13-year-old stepdaughter who got shot. That's just my assumption. I don't know, but that's what I'm assuming.
13-year-old stepdaughter after an argument over a Monday night football game. But the evidence left behind paints a picture of a crisis long in the making. We even uncovered cryptic messages the killer left behind in his own social media posts, some made even on the day of the murders, revealing his own chilling thoughts about his own family. We're looking at how an argument over a football game erupted into such deadly violence just days before Christmas. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime.
Holy cow. Where are they in that picture? Are they at like a Bass Pro? Are they at like a Bass Pro in that picture?
I'm Chris Stewart.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, is that their house? And then I saw the four-wheeler on the right-hand side had like a price tag stuck to it. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But they just look like such a normal couple, a normal family.
An important tool for us here at Law and Crime is Truthfinder. It's a powerful public record of money. That is the question from a
With a murder over a
Truthfinder now at truthfinder.com/OTC.
how does an argument over a television program end up with a murder, an attempted murder?
That is the question from a Florida sheriff just days before Christmas. The answer is a story that starts with a Monday night football game and ends with a handwritten cry for help. A mom is dead, a 13-year-old girl is shot in the face, and a 12-year-old boy is running for his life. And the man police say did it had already told the world what he believed was happening inside his home. Just hours before the shooting, he posted a message online about, quote, spiritual warfare, about losing control, about Satan, quote, wanting his wife.
Satan wants your wife. I always tell men that if they don't lead their family, Satan will. Someone is going to be in charge, and if you don't act in your God-given dominion, someone will take it. This is his post.
Then came the gunshots. We're going to look at how it escalated and ended in such a violent way. Well, this story is about something that so many of us just experienced. Well, the good part of it, that feeling of just being days before Christmas when gifts are wrapped, lights are twinkling. That's the scene that detectives walked into at a home in Lakeland, Florida. But just hours earlier, that same peaceful living room was the starting point for a horror that no one saw coming. It all began with, of all things, a football game. Monday Night Football, a win for the San Francisco 49ers. Sheriff Grady Judd set the scene.
Jason Kinney, who's 47, is married to Crystal Kinney. And Jason's been drinking during the evening. And he's watching his football team, the 49ers, play football. Well, they're having a good night. They're winning. In fact, they won big. Sometime toward the end of the game, at around 11 o'clock, an argument began when Crystal suggested they watch something else on television. And the argument got really heated.
Now, heated, it's putting it mildly. It was a fight that exploded. Police say that Crystal did the only thing she could think to do. She told her 12-year-old son to get out, to run to the neighbor's house, and to call 911.
Crystal told her 12-year-old son to go to call 911. So the 12-year-old flees to the neighbor's house in order to dial 911, and as he's leaving the house, he hears a gunshot.
That first gunshot, deputies got there in under 5 minutes, but what they found inside, it's the kind of thing that just sticks with you.
We see that Crystal Kenny, the wife of Jason, is shot in the head and dead. But it gets worse. We go into the bedroom and we see a 13-year-old child, a little girl. She shot twice. She shot in the shoulder and she shot in the face. We later learned the bullet in the face hit her on the bridge of the nose, went straight up and out the top of her head. She is alive in critical condition, but stable at Lakeland Regional Health, and is alert and talking. That's a Christmas miracle. Jason shot her twice and intended to kill her. She said, I begged him, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, and he shot me anyway. This is things that are never supposed to happen. He didn't.
Can you imagine that little girl from here on out for the rest of her life? You know, I mean, I don't know what kind of it was her stepdad. I don't know what kind of relationship they had. You know, if it was a good one, if it was a bad one, if it was whatever. But either way, I mean, just think about what trust issues that she's going to have for the rest of her life. Talk about PTSD. Good grief.
However, shoot his biological child, thank God, who was 1 year old and in a crib. He shot his stepdaughter. He didn't get a chance to shoot his stepson who had run to dial 911.
So in a matter of minutes, a family home became a crime scene. A mom is dead, a teenage girl clinging to life, an infant is found unharmed in a crib, and the 12-year-old boy who made the call is safe at a neighbor's house, at least physically safe. You can't imagine what is going through his mind. But the man who police say did it, Jason Kenny, is nowhere to be found. He had already fled. He ran from his family after what he allegedly did. And on his way out of town, they say he makes a phone call that reveals his state of mind.
He is going toward Lake Wales. He calls his sister in upstate New York.
Calls her and says, you're never going to see me again. This is the last time you're going to hear from me. You're going to see me on the news. I did something awful, horrible, very good, no good, bad thing, or whatever, you know, that saying is. But yeah, I'm going to skip through that because I want to hear more about this.
Perimeter and start yelling for Jason to come out of this shed, which is adjacent to the home.
They had him cornered, but Jason Kenny would never be taken into custody. He would never sit in a patrol car, never be booked into jail, never stand before a judge, never have to face his family for what he did. What happened in that shed would ensure that. Now, we'll come back to those final moments in just a bit here, but I first want you to understand that what happened here, we have to go back. And it's not to the shed, and it's not even the day that all of this happened, but it's going back to the house. Because while deputies were trying to get Jason to come out, other investigators made a discovery at the family home because there was a clue that really was left in plain sight. Not a weapon, it was a note.
We found a note that at some time in the past, Crystal wrote.
Yeah.
And it was open. And this is not the...
This wasn't hidden, it was left out, left in their home, long before the first bullet was fired. This note is the through line. It's what takes this shocking story from a shocking crime to really just a heartbreaking tragedy. So the question becomes, what was life like inside that house leading up to that note? What were the signs that pointed toward this end? Now we'll get to what we uncovered when we looked at his social media in just a moment. But first, we have to go back to the shed in Lake Wales, Florida, where we left Jason Kenny, barricaded inside, surrounded by deputies. They were calling for him to come out, but based on his phone call to his sister, his mind was already made up. He had vowed that he would never go to jail, never have to face consequences for what he did to his own family. And in that shed, Sheriff Grady Judd said that he made sure of it, firing a single gunshot from inside the shed. When law enforcement made entry, they found Jason Kenny dead from a gunshot wound to the head. In a legal sense, this case was over. But the why in this case. That was not done. And to try to understand that, we took a look back online at what Jason Kenney had been telling the world about his marriage, his family, and what he believed he was fighting against. Now, Jason Kenney's Facebook is a public diary, and in the hours and months leading up to that night, the posts create somewhat of a conflicting portrait, because on the one hand, you see a seemingly devoted husband, but just over a year before the murder, he posts this for Crystal's birthday, writing, quote, "Happy birthday to my love, my best friend, and soon-to-be wife. Thank God I have you." He calls her the best mom he knows, a true patriot, raising kids with godly values, a firm hand, and the most love I've seen in a person. Crystal, I'm truly proud to know you and can't wait to marry you. Yet you scroll forward to the very day of the shooting, December 22nd. I mean, just days before Christmas. The timeline gets chilling. At 1:54 in the afternoon, roughly 9 hours before the argument over the TV would begin, he tags his wife Crystal in this video. The caption is a stark warning about spiritual warfare. Quote, "Satan wants your wife. I always tell men, if they don't lead their family, Satan will." He adds a single heart emoji. Then just over 2 hours later at 4:22 p.m., his focus publicly pivots. He posts a lighthearted meme of old people dancing with the caption, "Mood knowing the 49ers play tonight." This is the same Jason who would soon be drinking hours before tragedy would strike. Join us now to talk more about this case, retired Detective Commander Will Svilar with the Chicago Police Department. Thank you, as always, for being with us on Law and Crime. What a mess, this man appears to have been for a lot of reasons. The headline that this story really grabbed was he's drunk, Monday Night Football, gets into an argument with his wife, and he just goes off. But then you start digging into his past a bit. It seems like there's a little bit more there. What stood out to you?
I mean, you talk about Monday Night Football. I guess it's a good way to start a story, but there's no way that this started on Monday night because he got angry over a football game. This is something that's going way back. This is building up. This is for whatever reason, he reached a breaking point. Now, I say this all the time, and we've talked about this before. Alcohol and firearms do not mix, ever. And when you get emotions involved with this and the gun's handy and there's the altered state, stuff like this happens.
Yeah, and it's just awful. And yeah, I mean, maybe that was the kind of the spark, I guess, but it was, the pile of kindling was already there. That there was something going on, because you see too from his social media, you have this on one aspect, he's this loving husband, but then there's some other stuff where it seems like there's some sort of religious, Satan references that are going on there. It's unclear what type of history of domestic violence was in the home prior to this happening, but what about his profile, the social media posts, kind of factor into what we see leading up to what happened on that Monday night?
Well, you talk about these satanic references and the religious references. So now you're going to add another factor into this besides the alcohol and the firearms. There's mental health issues possibly. All those things together aren't good. So I think you kind of see a pattern of this antisocial, this kind of the religious and the satanic thing. Maybe this guy's got some mental health issues as well. Not maybe. He definitely had some.
And for law enforcement, you're called to this scene. You have a woman who's been shot dead. Gosh, the stepdaughter, she has also been shot dead. She was shot in the face and is clinging to life. And then you have a boy who was able to run to safety. You're responding to this scene. What do you do?
Well, you got to clear the place. You got to make sure that you're safe. And then you take care of the surviving victim. You do whatever you can to aid that injured victim, get them the help they need. And then you got to try to figure out where the threat is. And you can probably get a little information from the boy. Obviously nothing from the girl. She's too badly injured. But you aid the injured, you clear the place, you make sure that everybody else is safe, and then you try to find that threat.
And in this case, they're able to track him to this shed where he ends up, according to law enforcement, taking his life. What are those moments like? You have this person that just did something horrific. Clearly, when he is arrested, if he were to be arrested, he's not going to see the light of day ever again. I don't think that there was any coaxing for him to come out of the shed other than the way that he was carried out. But I guess, how do you handle those situations when you're trying to take someone into custody like that?
You know, the buzzwords and the keywords you hear nowadays are de-escalation and words like that. But in a situation like this, you're right. He's got absolutely nothing to lose. There's no way this guy's going to come out peacefully. You have to approach that in that manner. Like, this guy is willing to take his own life. He's willing to take, he took his family's life. He's willing to take law enforcement's life, no question about it. So as much as you'd like to de-escalate and you'd like the situation to come out where no one else gets hurt, that's totally up to him.
Yeah, and it's, I'm sure, a scary situation for law enforcement because you are dealing with someone who's got nothing to lose, and he could, you know, I know the term like suicide by cop, like that's something that I'm sure you have to prepare for as well. You know, for this family, there's probably so many whys that they're always going to have, and a lot of those will be unanswered. I mean, from an investigative standpoint, the guy who did it is dead. Like what happens next? I mean, we're talking about it, but I mean, if you're, you know, a sheriff's office in Florida, you know, what happens next, even knowing that this guy took his own life?
So you're absolutely right. Once law enforcement, once the smoke clears and we see what happens, there is no, obviously, prosecution involved, but there's still an investigation because you want to try to get to the bottom of why these things happen. Now, when you're talking about law enforcement, when you're talking about the whys, what led up to this, what could have been prevented, as far as law enforcement is concerned, in a case where you're just investigating a murder and a suicide, the whys don't come into it much. But as a society and as a people and as a community, we got to try to figure out what's feeding all this, what's causing this anger, what's causing this rage. So maybe we can take steps to intervene.
Hold on.
And I'm talking about gun.
Oh, hold on. Wait. Sorry, I was sitting here. I had my nose on Facebook looking for this dude's Facebook page, and I found it and went to look at some of the stuff that he was doing. But look at this. First of all, before I get into that, I wanted to highlight Morgana again. Morgana earlier in the chat said, Happy New Year's Eve. Member for 16 months. Hold on. We got to have some sparkle. Had to have some sparkle for Miss Morgana Banana. 16 whole months. Wowzers. And then Donnie comes in for 15 months. And then she says celebrating a milestone with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Donnie. I appreciate that, girlfriend, so much. I will buy some coffee with that. I will buy some coffee for that. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. They argue and he gets his GUN. Where was all those little ones? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who knows what the situation is in the house with the firearms, the weapons, whatever you want to call them. Who knows what the situation was? I mean, I don't know. But you're right. You're right. Ooh, and a donut. Cherie, you're right. All three of those things the cop just said are not good things to mix. No. Not at all. I was literally looking. Sorry, I had my head down and my nose down in the Facebook, and I found the Jason Kenney dude's Facebook page, and the words he was talking about where it says Satan wants your wife, blah, blah, blah. He didn't type those. That was like, it was like automatically put up from he had shared a video on Facebook, and those words were attached to that video, and so but he didn't type those words. And he shows the video. The video is...
Tell you is they're not gonna like, and they're gonna say you're gonna make me weird. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I hope you do. Have you seen Normal? I mean, if you're afraid of your kid being a little bit weird, you're afraid of the wrong thing. Be afraid.
I don't want to play this because I don't know what it's talking about. Or wait, that wasn't the right one. He shared that one too. He actually shares quite a bit of stuff on December the 22nd. Like a lot of stuff. This one is it.
I'm really in a spiritual battle. I can't wait till I get married and the battle's over. That's first and second nonsense. Right now, you're in a Nerf gun fight. How many of you, your spiritual warfare, your demonic attack didn't even really ramp up until you...
So, he's literally watching something from a Facebook page called Real Faith, and it's some dude, I don't know who the dude is, talking about, literally talking about what, was being said about Satan wants, and it is true, but I think when you're reading that from the context of someone who just shot their wife, that was a little cryptic. But if you're looking at it in the normal, everyday view, this dude was sharing a lot of stuff about marriage and faith and football and this and that and the other. So it kind of just makes you want to be like, no, not necessarily a sermon, Donnie. It's just this dude sitting here watching. If you guys want to look, go to the Facebook page Jason Kenney, Kenney. It's not a page, it's a profile. His profile is public. This is the perpetrator in this story we're listening to. Or not a story, it's true, it's a case, but it's just like a snippet video of some dude sitting there talking to a group of people. I mean, maybe it was part of a sermon, I don't know, but it's definitely some dude talking about faith-based marriage stuff, right? But when you look at it, you can see, and he says, thanks, Cheryl, with the heart emoji. The wife's name is Crystal, so I don't know who he's saying if the Cheryl person that he tagged is a friend of his, or if he accidentally meant to type Crystal and accidentally typed Cheryl. I don't know what that's about, but he shares some stand-up comedy about Joe Biden. He shares some video, just a bunch of different video things. A lot of stuff about football. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Read what people are posting about him. He changed over the last 10 years. I don't even know him, etc. Where are you seeing that stuff at, Margaret? It looks like comments are turned off, probably because I'm not a friend of his. Not that the comments are turned off, but that... Let me see what happens if I click on one of these. It's not showing me comments on any of his Facebook posts. But that's probably just because I'm not a friend. I can see thumbs ups and I can see shares, but no comments. Some are still on public. Oh, okay. Well, most of these are on public, the posts, but I still don't see comments on his Facebook, on his profile. Oh, wait, here's one. Hold on. Too bad you didn't listen to pastors. Wow, okay. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, just the posts. Okay. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. Well, I'm going to see some more of this, and then we'll move on to a different topic.
Loss too. If you have issues of mental illness, and I believe your social media should be part of this too. Now, again, I'm not trying to go against First Amendment rights or anything like that, but if you're displaying antisocial behavior, if you're displaying behavior that suggests perhaps violence, then maybe we should revisit your ability to possess a firearm.
Right, and I know, listen, I mean, it's not really, I don't feel like it's a Second Amendment comment to say like a guy who is drunk has had, apparently from social media comments, a history with cocaine. He's making statements that his wife is wanted by Satan, which is just bizarre and concerning to say the least. And then you add in that he's got access to a gun. I mean, it just feels like the last person that you...
Oh, really, Donnie? Did you just see that somewhere? An old girlfriend posting, that's why she got out? Yikes. Did you see that, or did you hear them say it on this video? Because if I missed it. I need to go through and read some of the posts then. You guys are super sleuthy. I love that. Sleuthy Sleuthersons. You're good at sleuthing. Sleuthy McSleuthersons. Okay, good deal, Donnie. I'll have to check that out.
would want to be in the proximity of who's armed.
And you're right. And you're talking about, when I talk about First Amendment, I mean your right to say whatever you want, your free speech and things like that. Now you're talking about First and Second Amendments, and where do we put a line? Where do we say, because you're saying these things, which you are entitled to say, are you also allowed to possess a firearm legally? I mean, it's a tightrope we have to walk, but it's something we have to address.
Mm-hmm.
In your experience in Chicago, when it came to responding to domestic violence incidents like this, and I feel like there's oftentimes you get calls about stuff like this. I mean, I'm sure it's not the first time a call has been made during a Monday Night Football game for a domestic violence case that doesn't end in something like this, or a domestic dispute in some ways. I mean, sadly, what's the difference, do you feel, between something escalating to this horror show that played out in Florida compared to something that can be solved in a way where someone's not losing their life?
Well, again, domestic disturbances are what they are. They're very...
Well, I don't want to hear them go over what their thoughts on that stuff is, but...
something that happens all the time. When you go to a domestic...
Certainly there were some posts where he said like Satan wanted her, which is the concerning part of it. But even like for some of these domestic cases where someone ends up being he posted something he was excited about.
Well, now wait, he didn't say that. He didn't say that Satan wanted her. Those were not his words. He did not type that. Go back and double check that, Mr. Person that works for Law and Crime. Sorry. It auto-populates. You guys know what I'm talking about. When you share something, when you click the share button, that post automatically auto-populates with whatever the description is of the video that you're sharing. You know what I'm saying? That's what it did. He didn't type the word Satan wants your wife, blah, 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 blah.
The Niner game, hours before, where it seemed like things were going good, and then...
Oh, bye, Brenda. Love you, honey. Have a good New Year's, okay? Okay, it was really great to see you. Love you too, honey. Have a good New Year's, all right? Love you, love you, love you.
Suddenly you find yourself, at the end of the night, you're talking about this guy being an absolute monster. I guess how common is it you see that kind of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde part of it in some of these domestic violence cases?
You see it not only in domestic violence cases, but you see, and I'm no psychologist, once you get there, there's so many different emotions involved with both parties, okay?
Done to be 110% sure.
Gunshot residue, you're gonna do all the physical.
Domestic calls that police.
Alcohol, cocaine.
A horrific case that happened just a couple days before Christmas.
Okay, sorry. I was just skipping through, kind of looking to see if there was any other information, but no. So, I'm eager to hear later. I mean, both the 12 and 13-year-old are still just children, but with the 13-year-old girl talking and was, told the police that she said, please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me, and he still shot me. What did she hear? What was, I would be interested to know through her and the 12-year-old son's interviews or whatever they get out of them, what life was like days ago, weeks ago, months ago, years ago, so and not that we'll hear that out of their own mouths because they're kids and they're going to protect them and all that, as they should, but I think that we'll eventually get a little bit more of the story. So, all right, now moving on, there was a trial that I'm thinking is supposed to be starting after the first of the year. Can anybody remind me what that is? Oh, I can't remember. Is it the young girl, the TikTok chick? Not the Courtney Clenny, not that, and she was, I think, OnlyFans or something. The young girl that shot and killed her mom and stepdad? Is that her name, Sarah Grace? Yeah. Do we know anything? Is there any update? Because last I heard, they were supposed to be starting her trial at the beginning of January. So, I do want to watch that one. Oh no, Steph's behind. My mom called me so I could see my... so I could see my godson get his gift. Oh, yay. Okay, jury selection is supposed to start Monday. Yay! All right, good deal. Good deal. I want to watch that one. Is that man, he was listening to JP Miller? No. That wasn't JP Miller. That was, if you're talking about the Facebook post, no. The video on Facebook, that wasn't JP Miller that he was listening to. Thank God. But right, I mean, Monday, yes. All right. Monday. I wouldn't think that jury selection would take too long for that case. I wouldn't think so. So we'll keep tabs then and see when it starts. And I think that one's in Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I was going to tell you guys. I'll tell you, I have not been watching anything hardly true crime at all since I've been offline. But there is something that I found. This chick that I found on Instagram, and I have been binge watching her stuff. But I have to do it carefully because little ears in my house. Have you guys heard of this young girl in her 20s named Baylin Dupree? She's got a show on TLC called Baylin Out Loud. I have never heard of this, but I just stumbled across this, and I am blown away and so intrigued. Y'all let me know if you know who this person is, who Baylin Dupree is. Baylin Out Loud. Morgana says, I watched the show. I love her. Margaret says, yes. Cherie says, I have. Donnie says, no. Okay. Donnie. Let me. Oh my God. I love her. I love her so much. And at first, I have to admit, at first, I was a little bit like, but the more I watched, the more I fully believe that, yes, it's real. Like, I thought for a minute that, and then the more I watched and the more of her history I listened to, and yeah. Steph says, I don't know what you asked, but I will have an answer in 10 minutes. So, yeah, it's so good. So good. I first was like binging all of her reels on Instagram, and then found the show on TLC and started watching it. But kiddo, since Christmas break, has been staying up late wanting to watch oh, hold on, Donnie, and I'll tell you. Hold on. She's like, you're killing me. Tell me what it is. So, since kiddo's been on Christmas break, she's been staying up late playing video games because her Switch is hooked to the TV in the main living room. And so I haven't been able to watch. I could watch on my phone and put AirPods in so she can't hear the language because the language is atrocious. But anyway, so there's this young girl in West Virginia. I think she lives in West Virginia. That's where she's from. But her name is Baylin Dupree. She's 20, early, mid-20s. And she has Tourette's syndrome. And she's like one of the 10% of people with Tourette's that has, I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's the basically a part of Tourette's that makes you say like very out of this world obscene things. And she says the most obscene things and words and phrases, and it's insanity. It's insanity. Definitely not a show for small ears. No. But she falls in love, and yeah, it's such a good show. Coprolalia. Okay, that's it. I knew it was something like that, but I couldn't remember for sure. But oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. And she's hilarious. Okay? And I don't mean in the way of like making fun of her because of Tourette's, of her having the Tourette's, but very the things that she says is hilarious. Like, it's hilarious, right? I mean, I'm sure it's not hilarious when you're in public and you're not wanting it to do, but there's even times whenever she says things and her boyfriend Colin will like laugh about it because it's funny. And where the curse word filter does not exist, right? Yeah. But it's so good. It's so good. And she talks about how when she was young, she functions, Donnie, but like she even has things where she also has OCD and she has to do things in threes. She also has this thing where if she sees such, and she said it in the show, she's like, if I see something squishy, I'm going to smash it. She does have a great attitude, but I'm sure it took her a long time to get there, right? there was a part that I watched where her and her mom goes into the grocery store together. She does have physical tics also, yes. She goes into the grocery store, and I think it's like a loaf of bread or something, and she like smashes it and like starts beating it with her fist. She cannot help herself. And her mom is like, well, puts that in the cart, and she's like, well, we'll be buying that too, because she destroyed it. Jenny talking about the kids. I added child and adolescent psychology. I'm going to be a child advocate and guardian ad litem. Oh, wow, Steph. I'm proud of you. That is such a big thing. That is such a big thing, Steph. I think you'll be great at that. I knew it wasn't HP. It just sounded like him and 2 P's in a pod and all. Oh, JP, yeah. That's amazing though, Steph. That is such a... You have to have a heart. I mean, you have a heart to do that sort of job. For sure. I love that. But Donnie, as far as her being out in public, she can't drive. They won't let her have a driver's license. She don't like to go out in public very often, but she does. And yeah, I don't want to give out too much more than that, because if you want to watch the show, I don't see how I can't stand certain curse words. You guys know how I am about taking the Lord's name in vain. And that is one of her favorite words to say. Not one of her favorite words to say. That's not what I meant to say. She doesn't like to say it, right? But she, it's one of her tics. And, she does diamond paint. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, she does. She diamond paints. But it's so good. She falls in love with this guy. His name is Colin, and he's a sweetheart. Super sweet. And she's got dogs, and her parents are amazing. She's got 5 or 6 siblings. I think there are 6 of them altogether, or I think that there are 6 altogether. But I haven't been on socials much. I've been watching funny podcasts and Swoop back long. You do have to find her. Her name is Baylin Dupree. Dupree. And then you can also find her as Baylin Out Loud. She's a pretty little blonde-headed girl, young woman. And as far as her tics cause her to do the craziest things. She said early on that she started realizing she was having tics when she was like 6 or 7 years old, but then she, I think, kind of maintained them, or they just thought that they were little quirks, but then when she was like 15 or 16 years old, it hit her hardcore, and it was so bad that she said that her parents literally had to feed her. She can't cook on a regular stove because of her tics. She could cause fires, that they have to do all kinds of things to keep her safe. No, it's not an act. It is real. I think that you're going to find a lot of people will say that it's an act. But, and I kind of wondered when I first seen it, because I was like, there's no way that could be real, right? But the more I watched and listened to, you know, some of her stories and stuff, yeah, like she's went for different treatments, different therapies, all kinds of stuff. It's definitely not an act. But you're going to find people online that's saying that it's an act, and I don't believe that at all. But check her out on Instagram, Baylin Dupree, and Baylin Out Loud, and then on TLC. Apparently, she's had 1 or 2 seasons of shows of Baylin Out Loud, and I have no idea. So now I have to go and binge all of those. Super excited about that. Yeah, that's where I found her, Cherie, was on Instagram. I feel bad because I laugh so much when I watch her. Okay, the second season. Okay. I feel bad because I laugh so much when I watch her because she is hilarious, but then I also, do you feel that way too, Morgana? Like, I feel bad that I think it's funny because it's literally her syndrome. Like, it's not like she's doing it to be funny. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. She blurts things out, like, at the worst times, and the worst things, the most obscene things, like, in the middle of very inappropriate, like, at very inappropriate times, and it's and her parents and her family just, like, don't even make any sort of qualms about it anymore. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. Oh, I'm sorry, Steph. I'm gonna get ready to go anyway, hun. Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to go because it's time for dinner. I'm gonna eat, and I need to do a little picking up on the house because we moved big kiddo's futon in his room, and so we still have like a big cardboard box on that end of the house. I need to do something with that and move some stuff around. Hey, Mrs. Savage Geese, good to see you. Hi, Lindsay, how are you? I'm actually getting ready to leave now that you're popping in, but you can watch the replay. Definitely not easy. Yeah, it's hard for her, you can tell. Yeah, especially when she starts doing the physical tics. That breaks my heart for her. You know what I mean? But there's some things that she does all the time, like the wind it up thing and the what is it she says? Smack that rotisserie chicken. And then there's something else that she always says. Oh, that woohoo. You know, I swear that comes from Frozen, from the movie Frozen. But she says she'll pick ticks up, like she'll pick ticks up from like random things. And when she goes into her British accent, I can't. It just, oh my God. And I'll find myself randomly saying things. Wind it up. I say that all the time. But it's just because it's so funny. But when she does have her physical tics, that's when you can tell. I love how she tells every bald person that they're bald. Yeah. And she also don't like guys with the name Mike. She don't like guys with the name Mike. Yeah, I haven't seen her go to London. I haven't watched. I think I've seen clips of it, but I haven't actually seen it. I did see the part where she's in the like Uber or whatever, and she says that the dude on the street is bald, and the driver is like, yeah, he sure is. Oh. But yeah, I have to watch when I watch it because, like I said, little ears. Sheesh. The good thing, though, is on, if I watch it, wait, because you can watch it on Netflix. Is it Netflix? You can, it's either Netflix. I think you can find it on Netflix. Or Hulu, one or the other. But it's on TLC, but you can find it also either on Hulu or Netflix. And then just type in Balin out loud. Yeah. Yes, Savage Geese is Lindsay. Yes. Bad Biscuit. No, that Mrs. Savage Geese, you didn't call her Bad Biscuit, you called her Biscuit Lady. Yes. You called her the Biscuit Lady. That was Steph's nickname after that, the Biscuit Lady. Yeah, and this Lindsay is Lindsay with an E. Don't ask me how I remember the strangest things. There's a video of an Uber driver and a passenger. They both have Tourette's, and they agitate each other, and they just tick out together while laughing. I've seen that. That chick, that has Tourette's, and she is like an Uber driver. I love to watch her stuff. Savage Biscuit Lady. All right. Well, you guys, I want to scooch out of here and go see what we're going to have for dinner. I don't know that Dale decided. I don't know what we're going to have tomorrow either, because my sister, Mickey Jor, if she's still here, I sent her a message asking her what she wants to eat tomorrow night, because she's supposed to be here tomorrow night for New Year's Eve. And I asked her what she wanted to eat, and she didn't tell me. So, I don't know what we're going to eat. I need to borrow the laundry fairy. If you find her, let me know. Somebody come over and do my laundry. Savage Biscuit Lady saving people's kids and telling them they are my priority. What? Mop your floors too. Don't you have one of those robot vacuums that does the mopping too? Good to see you too, Donnie. And Happy New Year's to everybody. Margaret's going to throw all her washing on to Morgana to do. All right. Well, I love you guys. Ooh, cleaning baseboards. That's the worst. I hate that. I hate cleaning baseboards. No, just the vacuum. I gave him vacation over the holidays since the tree's in the way. Oh, thank you, Steph. Thanks for posting that. I'm here but crocheting a sweater. What you want to eat? I don't care what we eat, Mickey. I just want to make sure you can eat something that your belly can handle. All right, I'm out of here. I'm going to go find something to eat for tonight. I love you guys. And I will see you probably in the new year. I will wait and see what happens on Monday. as far as, wait, let me see the dates. Let me check the dates because I got to see when kiddo goes back to school too. Hold on a minute. All right, so Monday is the 5th. That's also my daddy's birthday. I'm pretty sure that's the day they go back to school, is on January the 5th. If they don't go back on Monday, then they go back on Tuesday. I can't remember. So I'm actually looking forward to that first week, the first full week in January, because we'll be back on regularly scheduled programming as far as regular, getting up in the morning, going to bed at a normal time, because kiddo and I have been staying up late and sleeping half the day away ever since she's been on Christmas break. But we enjoy it while we can, right? So probably will be back on the 5th-ish, 5th or 6th. And we'll plan on, as long as that trial is going on, and they don't postpone it or whatever, then we'll start that trial. I will still need to do it because I'm still doing the beads reselling stuff. So I'll have to, make sure I try to do those earlier in the morning, like as soon as she gets on the bus. I try to start my bead sale shows and get those done and out of the way so that I can start into, true crime stuffs. Hey, Ween baby! Wait. Order Uber Eats and then kidnap the driver to clean. I know, here we go, 2026. I have to say, 2025 was pretty good to us. So, I know for the last few years, I've always been like, oh, I can't wait for this year to be over. 2020, whatever, better be a good year. And then the first 3 weeks, all hell breaks loose and everybody's like, God. You know what I mean? So, 2025 was good to us. 2025 was good to my family. So, there were some bad things that happened, but, we're all still here. We're all still kicking. But I'm praying for a happy and healthy 2026 for me and everybody else. Me too, didn't get up until 12:30 today. See, Ween baby? Kiddo had a doctor's appointment. She had a post-op appointment for her ears at 1:30 today. And I was like, Dad, go on. That's too early. Because we've been sleeping in. Going to bed late and sleeping in late. Ween baby was cleaning. How late did you stay in my bead show the other day? Was you there and gone, or did you you popped in? I was like, is that my Ween baby? And you said, yeah. And then the next thing I know, you weren't there no more. So I didn't know if you stayed and hung out for a little while, or if you just, nah. It's good to see though. You fell asleep. Wow. It's cool over there though, because I can play music, So the whole time I was, well, that's okay. That's fine. That is perfectly fine. It was cool to see you pop in over there though. Pretty cool. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I will see you guys next week sometime. All right. See you guys next week. There for the algorithm. Well, thank you. Make sure that you tap the screen and give me a bunch of hearts. Yeah, Margaret, I wouldn't get behind behind that couch with a vacuum. You might not. We may never see you again. All right, I love you guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I hope that you guys have a great and safe New Year's Eve and a beautiful New Year's Day and the best 2026 ever. All right. I will see you guys next week. Love you. Bye.